Hi YouTube. I'm making this video about what had sparked my ascension process. I want to put it out there of what had happened to me, and I want to connect with other people and hear what had sparked their ascension process and how they started to become more conscious of what we actually are. So I'm just going to dive right into it. My ascension process happened, I want to say, in October of 2012. It was my first semester of college, and I was just starting to develop my ideas about life and society and government and my whole purpose and place within these ideas. So I was taking a philosophy class, and I had just gotten out of the philosophy class, and I decided to go to the lunchroom or the cafeteria and write down some of the ideas that I was having. And I wanted to think back as far as I could to what had really led myself and the rest of humanity to that point in time. And I started to think about the concept of the Big Bang, and if everything that we perceive, every atom that makes up all of the universe, had come from one central source or point, that would mean that every atom in my body and every atom that makes up you, or everything that we perceive, is essentially all the same thing. And I started to think about how that is all nature, and how nature had moved from that one point or that one source to a point where it had become aware of itself. It had created language. It had started to record language. It had created history. And it started to form everything that we see: society, government, structures, modes of living. And to me, that is absolutely amazing. That was my first point of self-realization. And from then on, I had gone through a series of synchronistic events that had progressed my learning and had broadened my understanding of what we actually are. So I kept on, going through my thoughts, and at that point in time, I was fed up with the way that I was thinking. I was fed up with the way that I was feeling. I felt like I could not concentrate on pretty much anything. Couldn't concentrate on school. I couldn't watch a video without being lost in thought. I couldn't, I couldn't hold a relationship because of my anger. And I really wanted a way out of that, so I decided to take action upon it, and I decided to put myself through therapy. And the therapist that I was set up with really showed me the door and encouraged me to open the door of self-realization. So what she had done was, in order to help me achieve my goals of living a more positive lifestyle, she had started to have me write down affirmations, which I didn't know what affirmations were at the time. But she had me write down these sentences. For example, in the past, I was not able to trust, but now I'm able to trust. And I would put those sentences in my pocket. And I would go throughout my day, and I would take them out of my pocket, and I'd read them, and it would make me happy. It would make me change the way that I was thinking, even if it was for just that moment. And it had me start building momentum. So as my sessions progressed, she had told me to read the book The Secret. And I hadn't read it at first. I actually watched the documentary on Netflix. And it was just like, my whole world had been shattered, because I started to realize that we are a product of our experiences, and we are conditioned by the people who raise us, and all of our life, all of our experiences create our perception of life, and we go out into the world, and we get and reinforce those beliefs that we have in life. So I realized that I could start changing my mode of thinking. I could start changing the things that I believe, and I will start having a different life based off of the new belief systems. And that was pretty amazing to me because, you know, I went 18 years throughout life thinking I knew what I was and I knew you know, what life is, and I really didn't. And there's so many people who pretty much sleepwalk through life their entire lives, and they have no idea that they have so much more they can contribute so much more to the way that their life plays out. We're not victims, we're the creators of our life. And to me, that's just amazing and beautiful. And that's really what had sparked my ascension process. You know, it's a never-ending process. I've learned so much more about, I guess, the way life operates over the past 2 years, and I'm never going to stop learning, and that's what I realize now. Life is this never-ending process of growth and unlearning and learning new things. And I just really want to put my story out there and resonate with other people who are going through similar experiences, because I know for a lot of the time that I had been growing, I felt isolated. I didn't have people to connect with because I still was surrounded by all the people I had grown up with who had no idea what I was going through. They weren't going through the similar process. And the more that I branched out and the more that I applied these methods to my life, the more I attracted people on a similar vibration. And now I'm at the point where, you know, everybody who I communicate with really is at that high frequency vibration. So it's kind of like we're all just pushing each other up, and it's an amazing thing. And that's my whole point to this video. I want to be able to start a conversation that will help people grow and attract people who will put their input to what I'm saying and help me grow in return. And I just want to hear people's stories and connect. That's what life is about. It's the connection between yourself and the universe around you. So I encourage you to comment on this video. Tell me about your experience. Reply with another video. Tell me about your experience. Follow me on Instagram. I'll put the link to that in the description also. And definitely start a conversation with me. I love to connect with people on a spiritual level because it's the best kind of connection that I could ever have, or that two people can ever have. And I just want to tell you that you could do anything that you set your mind to. There's no limitation other than the limitations that you set upon yourself. And I encourage you to follow your bliss. Do what you're passionate about. Let go of the things that no longer serve you, because you don't have to be subject to things that are going to hold you back along your journey. And I want you guys to know that I love you and that I want you to have a beautiful day. Alright, thank you for watching this video. See ya.